Hey everybody, Hunter back again. This is going to be the first part of the basics tutorial series that I'll be working on. And sitting here in front of you, you will see a blue bin with some parts in it. And what that is actually a lot of the chrome parts that I had in the parts box for a Lone Star. And what I do with that is basically cut those parts with a little bit of the tree still attached and put them into the Castrol Super Clean, or Purple Power if you want to call it that. But that's one of the first things that we do, especially with all chrome parts. They all get stripped. If you're going to build a quality model, and a model that you're getting rid of all the flaws that's in the parts and things like that, you're going to have to strip the chrome off. A lot of people, I see them putting models on the table with kit chrome. And like I've said so many times before, if you're going to use kit chrome, you're going to have flaws underneath of it. And those flaws are directly part of the basics. You're going to have the mold lines that they chrome right over top of. What you have to remember is when they do these parts, if there's a mold line, which there is in just about every part, somewhere on the part, they don't clean those up when they make the kit. They go, if that part gets chromed, it goes directly from being injection molded to the chroming station. And that mold line gets covered up. If there's a piece of dirt or something that gets, on the part, or dust or anything like that, it gets chromed right over top of. If you're putting that down on a show table, or even if you're not building models for shows, and you want to build a very good model, this chrome has to come off. So this has been in here for a couple hours now. I've got the grill in here, the fairings, the mirrors, the air cleaners, of course the front bumper and the visor, and everything's coming out pretty good so far. I have the one of the side fairings here, and we're getting down, all the chrome's pretty much off of it. It's getting down now to the clear undercoat that's under the chrome, which is the hardest thing to get off. So that's the first thing on as far as basics. That is one of the things that a lot of people need to start doing if they want to build a better model or a better looking model. You have to get rid of that kit chrome. I know a lot of people still try to use it, but there's a lot of flaws that's hidden under kit chrome. And just saying that I'm gonna I don't want to do Alclad, or I don't want to do Spastics, or I don't want to send stuff out and have it replated. It's just kind of a lame excuse. It's just being lazy. And that's what happens with a lot of people. They want to get jealous and stuff of people that get on the podium all the time, but they don't understand that all they have to do is put a little bit of effort into building a model, and not just worrying about, is my paint coming out right, or did I detail my engine right, or whatever. Every part of the model has to be a model in itself. So that's what we have on as far as stripping the chrome. Anybody that's doing the Lone Star kit, it has about I think there's 4 chrome trees in there. That's something that needs to be stripped right off the bat. So put that on your list of things to do. And next we're going to go ahead and look at the cab and the hood assembly. Now this is actually a scrap cab that I have. It is a Lone Star cab, and we're just going to use it for mock-up purposes here. And we have the actual Lone Star hood, which I will be using this hood on Keone's model. And we're going to set those two pieces together. And this is what you call dry fitting. This is something that, if people aren't familiar with mocking things up, this is dry fitting. So you want to check at this point right here, holding those two pieces together where they should be. Does everything fit? And of course on the Lone Star, no, it does not. It's close, but it's not as good as it needs to be. As you can see right down through here, at the back of the hood to the cab, you can see a little bit of a gap there. And if you move it around, you can tighten it up. The only problem is then you get more of a gap up here at the top of the hood. So that's just the nature of these. The ProStar has a lineup issue also. But if you look right underneath of my finger here, you will see a gap from the hood to the cowl. That's a gap that a lot of people are talking about, and they say it gets worse as they go up through the building stages, and that's something I do not agree with. That is false information. You have to look at these parts just like this, test fit them, and figure out how to make those parts fit together at this point in time. You don't want to wait until you get the hood painted and the cab painted and get everything on the chassis and then go at the very end and go, oh, well, it doesn't line up, or I'm not going to fix it now. This tutorial series will help you out, especially on this cab and hood. Will help you to kind of look at different things and figure out what needs to be fixed. So that's what we have as far as the lineup. And what I'll be doing next is when I get the actual cab in that I'm going to be using, I'll go ahead and start adding the material that needs to fill in these gaps, and we'll show you how to do that. The other thing that I've already done on this hood, since I will be using it, is if you look at, if we can get the camera to zoom in here on it, these lines are recessed right over top of these molded in vents, and same thing down here. They have some excess plastic in them, and they're not a real true groove. Now on the driver's side, I've already went through and scribed the upper and lower lines and cleaned all of that out. And when I come back for the next part of the tutorial, where we kind of start on this hood, doing some work to it, I'll show you how to go through that procedure on this side here and make all the lines nice and clean. You'll also probably find a little bit of flash on the centerpiece, and that's another piece that I actually thin up a little bit, and that way you're kind of you know, you make it look a little bit better, and it's not quite as bulky looking because this does have a photo etch grill in it, so that comes in the kit. The other thing that you're going to have to address on this hood is there is 6 large injector pin marks underneath of the hood. They all have to be filled. There's one of 2 ways to do that, or actually one of 3 ways. You could sand all the underneath of this hood down a little bit and take all those marks out. You can fill them in with a filler a little bit high and then sand them down to make them flush, or you can punch out little plastic discs and glue those into place and then sand those down. So it's whichever way you kind of want to do it. That's the 3 basic ways of doing it. I'll be filling them in myself with Tamiya white filler, and I'll show you how we do that on video. And then we'll come back and sand all that out. And the other thing you'll have to check is also the fender fit. I've got the fenders over here in the parts box now, but when we get to that, I'll show you how to check that and make sure everything lines up, and if it doesn't, how to correct it. And then we'll also be fitting the grill shell in to make sure that all lines up. And like I say, I mean, that's something that you need to do at this stage right now, and it's all dry fitting, and that's all basics. And if you get it taken care of now, say this is our actual hood or actual cab that we're using, and this is the actual hood we're using. When we're done with all of our modifications and our basics, and we line these 2 up, they're going to line up exactly when we're done. Now, when you get to the point of mounting the cab and the hood and having a finished model, they still should line up. If they don't, you did something wrong. Because if you have them lined up right here where they're exactly, you know, lined up perfect, they should line up when you're done with the model. There should not be any excuses of people saying, well, you know, they didn't line up very well. And one funny one that I found is I read a review on this particular kit, and the guy said that he had an issue with the hood not lining up right, and he read some reviews and seen a bunch of the builds of this kit, and they were all the same. And he said since the everybody else that were better modelers had gaps and misalignments in their hood, he didn't worry about it. Well, here at Showtime Studios, we don't go for that. If the hood and the cab doesn't line up, we make it line up. So we're going to be showing you all the techniques for that, so stay tuned for that one. And I'll probably start on them tomorrow for you. We'll get back, start right here on the hood, and I'll show you some of the things that I do to, you know, as far as the basics. There won't be a whole lot of modifications as far as custom work on this truck. It's all going to be about the basics. So hopefully everybody tunes in and watches the series that's interested in, you know, trying to produce a better model. And that's about all we've got for this one. So I want to thank everybody for watching, and you know, if there's somebody out there that's looking for some help or whatever, you know, get them to come on over and take a look at the videos and see if it helps them out. So that's all we've got for now. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.